is February 27th, 2023. Yesterday, oh my God day, I took my client to Trinity Gospel Temple in Canton. Okay, now they all know about the Foreman case. They know about Will. They've even told him that he's bragged that he stole the money from the case, and then he was trying to blame Vega's family. Okay, that from where I had fibromyalgia and it went into spontaneous remission, which it does 80% of the time within the first 2 years. Mine took 3 and I had to work at it. I had to really exercise. And then the other part was wrong with me with the medication errors were swelling up really bad. They're lucky they didn't kill me with all the medication they were giving me, and as bad as I was swelling and my heart getting off and everything. And it's a good thing I went to that doctor that took me off everything and put me on pain medicine and got me out moving. And I'm grateful to God that I got well. I always give him the glory for everything. But these people have already, they sold the log, and even little kids have said stuff about the case there, and they've talked about that agent stealing from the case and him bragging he did, and how not funny this is. Okay, so yesterday I was in there. A guy came in. He had he was white, and he had black hair and a black ponytail, curly hair. Okay, he said I heard Karen's going to be here today. I want to see her. He said, she's the one the mafia takes care of. He said, the guy said, there she is. And I sort of looked down, and because I have my client sitting next to me, and they're in the hallway talking to people, and people are looking over at them like this. Okay? We're in Trinity Gospel Temple in Canton. And said, Will's lost his mind with all this and what he's doing to her. And I want to say something. Okay? Well, I walk in, and then other guys are looking at me, and then halfway through the service, they're gone. Okay? Well, on the way home, a couple of the bad trucks with the truck guys swarm me. And another Florida plate. Florida plate. Of all things, that means they're up here to grab more people. I made sure on the way home I seen a sheriff drive by. Now I know my car's bugged from the case. I said, hey, so-and-so, the guy that I took to church that day because I'm working. I said there was a lot of those big trucks out there with those guys in it, and that Florida plate, they really were, out on the highway. He's like, yeah, they were. That means they're here to grab more people. See, that one judge in Florida set up human trafficking. Had over 100 people involved selling people. That one guy that I talked to from online that knew somebody who dealt drugs went and talked to him and said that agent that picked up my case owed those drug dealers money, and I didn't realize it. Well, how would I? I didn't know him. And then he used he let them hurt me until he came up with enough money to pay him back, and then the drug shipment. And I hadn't even told him I sold videos of them hurting me back then, and how much money they actually made off of selling the videos. But he also said that he had a friend on the police force. Okay? See, I finally told him that they were selling videos of them hurting me. That they're that arrogant. And that they got themselves vets and trucks, and how much money they're actually making off of this. But at first I didn't tell him because I was too embarrassed. But he told me he even has a friend on the police department, and it's several hours away, and they know about my protected custody case because he opened that case. And had an officer talk to Dave. Requirements of the Department of Justice be in somebody's home. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life and have to speak to everyone before they start. So, Fourth Amendment, you have a right to be safe and secure in your own home. Okay? You also have a right to remain quiet and a right to an attorney. You have a freedom of speech. This whole thing's a scam. And then okay. All right. He said the police department out in his area knew about the Texas group. And I said the Kingsmen, the large 350-pound men, long black curly hair. Yeah, he knew about them. And I hadn't told him. Okay? So, sorry. I can hear him outside. I go for a walk after work at Massacres Park. Okay? Two women show up, and one of them looks like Abigail Watkins, Portage County prosecutor. My God. If they ping her phone that she was in Louisville, Ohio, and that was actually her, 'cause she was off in the distance. Black hair, little pea coat, you know, leggings, flats, like I wear normally. Mm-hmm. All right, had her hair up in a little ponytail. And they're out there. Well, I seen her today. She looks better. She have face work done. And the lady's like, yeah, and she's actually out walking, trying to lose weight. I heard it so bad that Dave's girlfriend could have walked in front of her, and she wouldn't have known who she is. Da 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 da. Just because my husband cheated on me, and I didn't know who it was, and you're making fun of me because you're a mean girl? Hmm? And you showed up to mock me? Because when I went to talk to you about Dave, Abigail Watkins, Portage County prosecutor, she acted like she knew nothing. A guy showed up for the FBI case with a small file. Walked off with lady officers. Right? I'm here for carrying around the house. Lady, and Abigail's like, I want you to go make a report to the Portage County Sheriffs. I want them to handle this. And I want them to take care of Dave for this. Okay? So that's where the lady officer walks me out. Run around. She talked to that guy with my file. You run around, you tell everyone you know what happened to you. You hold the FBI accountable. People will, got away with way too much. You tell the Portage County Sheriffs. Because if one legal department's not going to take care of it, another one has to. Okay? So I went up and I made a report, talked to Officer Bacon. I talked to another sheriff up there. He said that after I left, everybody knows that, because my car's bugged, and I went up and called Bacon a meter maid after that because nothing happened. What is he, a meter maid? They're driving around, I'm calling this guy a meter maid. Okay? Do nothing with the case. They handed it to him. Have these people dead to rights on legal videos. One sheriff talking to me said they went to the chief of police. Chief of police, what is it, Bruce Zawinski or something like that? Of Portage County sheriffs. He chose not to do anything. He chose to turn his back on a drug gang, attempted murder, human trafficking. Decided to turn his back on. That's aiding and abetting. You should go to jail. Okay? Because when I went up to that other sheriff, we all know you think Officer Bacon didn't do anything. He went right into the chief of police office and told him about this case, and he chose not to even touch it. He can't. I asked him for help. It's a failure to protect his abuse and misconduct. It's 79 years. See, and then where they even said what these people were saying they did was illegal, and they had no idea anybody was in my home outside a protect a life case with statements. That would be illegal. Not even the FBI could be in your home. That's where that Eric laughed at all these people for falling for this. That all the tapes before were him and not me. It was my idea to do it, my idea to come up with it, my idea to say it for all these people to turn on her. November 18, 22, 2 to 6 p.m. Walmart 62 by the hair salon, camera above him, with tape and audio, and one in the hair salon. Taping him confessing. ID'd as Eric, November 24, 22, the nurse at Mercy Medical in the emergency room taking care of me. ID'd him as Eric to the lady officer. We all heard that Eric make fun of us for falling for this. None of this is funny. Well, the agent that bullied her into saying she was lying when she wasn't. I found out those men even ran some experiments on her, and they need to realize how not funny this is. Nobody's ever said anything bad about her before. It's actually that bad, and she better not have permanent damage. And they need to realize how not funny this is. So then you get to thinking about different things. They know Will's involved. They know uh, their human trafficking. They know retired Judge Pete is in there. Which makes you wonder, they haven't arrested him yet. Okay? Because my one friend said they has a friend from the police department. They know about my case. They know about and this is hours away. So while people are acting stupid around here, other police department, that agent actually opened that case so he could steal the money. They know about him stealing. They know about retired Judge Pete being involved, which makes you wonder, because he's friends with Judge Timothy Ludick, magistrate over the whole county, the whole district, wondering if he's not involved in the human trafficking that the chief of police, Bruce Azun, Portage County chief of police, if he's involved, because he's turning a blind eye to an oh my God case, that he has them dead to rights. He subpoenaed the FBI for those tapes, got the bad guys dead to rights in their county. Why wouldn't you want them? Exactly. They said there was, now yesterday after I left, there was an army guy in a cart turned off. There was a lot of army guys helping watch me. Well, a lot of them got in trouble right after Christmas. And they were taking off where they were following me around. No, we didn't know. It was just them stealing from the case. I know you want to question us. They said there was a colonel involved. Okay, so that becomes an oh my God, big players. They're human trafficking in Ohio. They're drug trading, and this is a big drug scam. Now, I'll tell you what, I almost wonder if Michelle was a scam too. Because why would a 19, 20-year-old kid want a 65-year-old man? Because the way Dixie, my daughter-in-law, describes her, I said, did you know about Michelle? Yeah, I know about Michelle. I said, did you know about the young blonde girl? Yeah, I know about her. Okay. She's like, and then we were talking about Michelle and retired Judge Pete. She's like, oh. And I said, yeah, I knew about him. And I said, I told her how I called the FBI and Michelle's dad was that agent and he's retired Judge Pete's an uncle or granddad. She's like, I couldn't figure out why these people like that would even help or care about Dave being able to go out with someone else. See, they told people they were helping so he could get his freedom, so he could go out with someone else. And why would they? It was ridiculous, all the things they did to you for him just to get his freedom. Like they were just friends. See, that's where I'm telling you, them saying Dave was dating Michelle, I think that was a scam too. Because why would a 19-year-old want a 60-plus-year-old man full of debt? She wouldn't. See, that's where I think that they were just like business partners. Where he wanted Katie, even the guys that helped work the case, they said he actually was dating Katie before. The Just Do It, the Temps on My Life, where she has a farm, and he thought he was going to get that farm and be able to retire. You don't want to work so much. Just get rid of me. The 4 attempts, the money disappearing. Okay. Go up there. And then I almost wonder, with everything, what was he thinking even wanting her? But I'll tell you what, if you look at their Facebook, looks like they went together at a bonfire and they went boating once. She always goes back to Tim. She's been dating my brother-in-law, Tim, for 20 years. Since, before 01. My sister Linda followed him, my mom followed him, and caught them several times together and didn't say a word, but she wanted to know what was going on. And she keeps going back to my brother-in-law, Tim. Okay? And that's why she never remarried. She married that Mark at one point, and then he died real quick. And then she never remarried while she cheats with Tim. So her going out with Dave, what was it, some kind of fling or some kind of attention? And then all these people willing to harm somebody so she so-called could get everything. She really didn't want it, but got the attention. A 300-pound woman. that's ugly and looks like a man in a dress got this kind of attention? Yeah. See, that's where, uh-huh, yeah. And they only went out a few times. And there's no pictures of Dave and Michelle. And the way Dixie describes them, they were like friends. They were just helping him get his freedom. And it was ridiculous everything they did to me for him to get all this stuff. Yeah, it was. Absolutely. You know, me calling the FBI with the 4 attempts on my life and them showing back up, we know he was going to, like yesterday, it's just that guy stealing. It's Michelle's dad, the agent from Stark County FBI Task Force, stealing from the case. Do you realize how stupid he is? And this is how stupid he is. He's done this with 1 million witnesses because they sold the login. This is how stupid he is. You know what he should have done? Dave, we're going to scare her into calling the FBI. I'll open the case, okay? Been nice as he could be. Okay, never bullied me, never did this, never did that. If he would have done that, he would have been smart. But he's not smart. He doesn't have it. He's not smart. He's not smart at all. He could have said, Dave, I want you to apologize to Karen. I'm going to tell Karen that you were just being an idiot. You were trying to scare her, and that I went down and threatened those churches, and that and one hair on her head better not get harmed. Or I'm going to put them all in jail, and nobody ever better scare her again either. And that you're sorry for being an idiot, and I'm going to get you guys counseling, and I'll keep an eye on her for a couple years, and da-da-da. He could have done that and make up to your wife. You hear me? Do you realize? I would have fell for that. He could have stole the money then. Nobody touched me. Nobody bashed me in the head. Nobody raped and tortured me. Nothing. He could have just stole the money then. Because I was already in the informant program. Because once he talked to me and he put me in it, I'm in it for life. So, yeah. Nobody had to do anything to me. That's how stupid he is. He could have fixed my marriage. Oh, and last night, my apartment's bugged. So I put a couple people in their place. It's like, you know, right after the case started, some guy showed up with that Alex, retired Judge Pete's son, or Alex, the white-haired guy with his hair parted on the side. They said he liked to watch me and Dave make love for hours. And he'd watch us. Dirty pervert where they kicked in my door. Retired Judge Pete's kids watching me, stalking me. And that Eric photoshopping shower scenes and date rape targeting me, he's not funny. But I'll tell you what, him watching me, saying that guy watched me and Dave make love for hours. We actually did make love for hours. And I'll keep it a lot more cleaner than I did alone in my apartment last night. It's like I used to make Dave happy 3 or 4 times a night and 3 or 4 times a week. And we made love all the time. That's where my heart broke. Because how can you make love to somebody that long and all the time? It makes you wonder if Dave doesn't have some kind of sex addiction, that he goes out and cheats. That he just has to keep proving himself that he can have any woman. And he's 60. Because he used to cheat as a teenager and have like 17 girlfriends. There's guys with sex addictions. So, yeah. Because I loved him with all my heart. You never made him mad because he'll hurt you really, really bad. But then be good to you for a year and a half. Yeah. That's control. That's not love. But yeah, I got right down to details. It's like, yeah, he got his eyes full. Because I made Dave a very happy married man. You know, it makes you wonder. After the gunshot night, and he was crying in his room, God forgive him. And in one of my tapes, he cries his eyes out. I love you with all my heart. I'm so sorry about all this. And he's begging me for his forgiveness. But then, by then, I thought somebody had died. And I couldn't forgive him. They had bashed my skull, and somebody said that when I go to get upset and I stutter now, it's because they bashed my skull in the back. I got a big dent right here where they foggy, hazy, dark, bright light, felt myself cry. I got a dent. They literally broke in and stabbed me in the neck in the refrigerator and bashed my head in and left me for dead. Left his, that Alex said he left his coma induced dresser, made up the scam of the chip, and had people following me around with their phones stinging, trying to pull a scam. When all they did is bash me in the back of the head and knock me out. And I woke up with bruises everywhere. They beat the hell out of an unconscious woman. They're very sick people. What's scary is the bad trucks, even in Louisville, left yesterday when the Florida plate come up. So more people will probably disappear in this area. But if Abigail Watkins, if they ping her phone off yesterday on Sunday, that if that is her, if not, there's a lady involved that looks just like her. She's thin, she has black hair. She's off in the distance. And saying, you know, her face, I seen her today, she looks so much better. She had face work done. Yeah, I heard she's been out here walking, getting exercise, losing weight. I know, and think they're so much better. Honey, if they find out you're involved and you were denying everything to me, you didn't know anything. And then that guy showed up with my file for the FBI case. Shows I'm innocent of everything. Huh? And then you want the sheriffs to fix it because the FBI did. Huh? Then you did nothing. You need to go to jail for abuse and misconduct. Because she never even mentioned anything bad. Neither did the Portage County Sheriffs, nor did the Ravenna Police. Nobody's ever questioned me of wrongdoing. See, I got to even thinking with Will working at the Starr County FBI Task Force. I told you I lived in Portage County. Summit was over Portage. It should have never went to a Starr County FBI Task Force agent. That was Michelle's dad. He was getting ready to steal. He was the one in the store. Retired Judge Pete, all of them were in the store that day when Dave hit me at the bar in the face. Went in and asked him to kill me, and they're the ones that helped kill me. Came up with this big scam. This whole thing's a scam. Like they tell people, don't say anything to her. It's just that guy stealing from the case. It's the only thing going on. It is. It is only that agent stealing from the case. Doing all this to me for the fun of it and the hell of it. He's a serial killer. He will sell your children for money, your wives, your daughter. He's helping human traffic, just like the judge in Florida that got arrested with 100 people. There was a judge in Texas wrapped up in this, and that guy I was talking to online that knew the drug dealer and the police officer. And they, you know, even the police a couple hours away know of the protected custody case he opened. He said that there was a judge in Texas wrapped up in this, and he killed himself when they went to question him. So there is a judge in Ohio, retired Judge Pete, and I'm wondering if they're not looking at Ludick as friend. That's a magistrate over the district, or the chief of police of the Portage County Sheriff's that turned a blind eye, or that Army base, that colonel. Because this hits on, oh my God, they're human trafficking people. They're selling police information. They're drugging people. They're stalking them. They're framing them and terrorizing them. See, people, this one officer told me, I've already heard about the Portage County Police in that area. They're a crooked police department. Nurse told me, I've heard all about the Ravenna area police. That rape is not beyond them, that they're cruel and abusive, and their courts are unfair, and they hurt people. See, they're known for doing this, which makes you wonder where they're saying they have no part or knowledge of this. But people talk about them, that this is a common occurrence. That makes you wonder. See, a retired judge is one thing. Then you got these key players of, are they involved? And I'll tell you what, that chief of the Portage County Police, for him not doing anything, that's where another sheriff said, you know, for every officer you ask for help, if they don't get you help and find a program to help you, they can go to jail for the other person's crimes. It's aiding and abetting. See, they can actually subpoena that case. And there's quite a few officers. Oh, where I was getting back where Will was from the Starr County FBI Task Force. My one friend worked at the Starr County Prosecutor's Office. Said that the Canton Police were taking payoffs, letting people get hurt and killed. And until somebody picked up the case and fixed it, they were getting victimized, and the prosecutor's office had to fix it. So it makes you wonder, the officers assigned to me, did they come from Stark County, the Canton Police too, since, well, it was in Canton. Some of the ones that were dirty taking payoffs. I'm going to go ahead and upload this.